From Studio A at the USC Annenberg School, I'm Taylor Begley, and I'm here with Ashley Brewer, ABC 7 sportscaster. Hi, Ashley.
Hey.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you so much for having me. I love being here.
It's great to have you back. Ashley actually went to USC back in the day. What was that, 4 years ago you graduated?
4 years. It feels like 2 months. I feel like I still belong here and I'm a student, but it was the best time of my life by far. So I love just coming back on campus and feeling like a kid again and hopefully blending in with some of the students. I try, but no, it's awesome.
Well, we're happy to have you back.
Thank
and
you.
It is awesome because Ashley is covering all the exciting sports in LA going on right now. So we have the Dodgers are on another postseason run. You have the Rams who are so hot right now, and LeBron to the Lakers.
Yeah.
It's a crazy time, such an exciting time.
Yep.
What is the best part for you?
Well, I can't keep my day straight to say that first. Honestly, every day is so different in my job, and I never know what I'm covering until literally sometimes the night before, usually sometimes the morning before. So I love the element that there's always something new and that you know that you're going to be covering great athletes day in, day out. So getting to cover Todd Gurley, one of the greatest running backs in the league. And then I get to go interview LeBron James. And I literally, the first time I interviewed him, I was just like, oh my gosh, this is weird. And I'm a fan, but I'm also professional. And it's so cool, getting to just be around some of the best athletes in the world. And I just love that the teams in LA are all the top of the line. They're just excellent franchises. They're so well respected around sports. And so to get to be around them, to get to be around the coaches and get to know everyone on a personal level is just so much fun. And I never thought that it would happen for me.
And so, like we said before, 4 years ago, you were at USC as a student, and now you're in the second largest media market in the country. What's been your secret to success?
Oh, people ask me that all the time. They're like, is there a magic potion? What do I drink? What do I do? And I'm like, oh my gosh, no. And you don't need to compare yourself to me. And it's bizarre how it happened. And I really don't understand it. And I don't know why this has happened to me, but I'm so grateful for it. I was an athlete here at USC. I was on the swim team. I was not a journalism major. I was a sociology major. But I had a mom who was a news anchor back in the 1980s. And then she went on to have 5 kids, so she got out of TV. But I always knew that maybe TV would be fun, but I just didn't know if I really would be good at it. And all I thought about was swimming. Finally, my senior year, I had a conversation with my mom, and I'm like, maybe I should get an internship. I don't know if it should be in TV or it needs to be in sports because that's my world. That's all I care about. And so she called an old coworker and said, can we get Ashley a job at ABC 7 or just doing anything? She said, let's get her a sports internship. And I worked my tail off for those 6 months. I did get the internship. I covered the Dodgers, Angels, Lakers, Clippers, just got that experience going out, interviewing athletes, meeting people, networking, handling PR people. And then I made a reel from that experience. And I would go bother the photographers and I'd say, hey, can we shoot a 15-second clip here? And by the end of the internship, I had a bunch of these stand-ups. I put them all together on my home computer and my laptop, figured out how to glue them all together through an editing system, and I sent it out to 100 different stations around the country. And like I was telling you earlier, all it takes is really one person to believe in you. And I got a lot of no's. I got a few yeses. I got a few people saying, maybe let's chat. We'd like to get to know you. Maybe someday we could bring you in. But there was one news director in Tucson that saw something special in me and really wanted to take on the challenge of helping me grow. And he just said, I see a lot of potential in you. And I'm so grateful for him. Shout out to Tom. And I got a job in Tucson, Arizona, spent 2 years really kicking my butt. I really was like, okay, I don't need a social life right now. I'm in Tucson. There's not a whole lot to do, but I'm really going to put my head down and use that focus that I had in swimming and put it towards TV. And I just want to see how good I can get. And I just want to really study, watch games, meet people, and just try to really network, especially through social media, and just see maybe what I could potentially be. And I just felt like it was a natural fit for me. I always enjoyed being on TV. I like the pressure. I like live television. And so I just worked my tail off for those 2 years. And I had a few opportunities at the end of the 2 years to go to other places, but eventually chose come into LA just because that was a dream of mine. My dream was to get here at age 30, and I don't know why I got it at 24, but I did, and I feel like the luckiest girl in the world because I love it here.
Well, that's so amazing. And you talked about being a swimmer.
Yeah.
Your entire family was Division I athletes.
Yeah.
How did that kind of shape the type of reporter you wanted to be?
Well, I always tell people this, like I always just kind of got it. Like I just understood the sports world, the terminology, the language, because literally since I was 5 years old, we were sitting at the dinner table every night and we were talking about this pitcher, this athlete, this different, what did Charles Barkley do tonight in the Suns game? What did Randy Johnson do, pitching in the 2001 World Series? Like that was our conversations at the dinner table because it was kind of me and the boys, my little sister off doing her thing. But that to me, that was my world, and it always was from the time I was so young. And so it's always been very natural to me, and I'm so grateful for my brothers. One, they've made me really tough, and so I have very thick skin and not a lot of things bother me, credit to my brothers. But just being around them, talking about sports, watching games with them, going to games with them, I credit them also not just understanding the terminology and some of the X's and O's, but understanding like how to speak to athletes and how to carry yourself around athletes and how to carry yourself when you walk into a locker room and the things you do, the things you kind of shy away from, you shouldn't say, and just certain ways to carry yourself. I've learned a lot of things, and I still text some of my brothers sometimes, and I'm like, hey, if I'm going to go interview this pitcher, my brother was a pitcher in the major leagues, what do you think I should ask him about this? Or how do I phrase if I'm going to have to talk about this? So they've been so helpful in that way, and I'm so grateful for them and just for my family. They're awesome. Yeah, we really push each other too.
And you mentioned having thick skin. That's something that a lot of female reporters in this industry will say.
Yeah.
So when did you realize, or did you have a moment at all where you realized that you needed that thick skin, and how did you overcome that?
Yeah, and I feel bad because we all say it all the time, but it's so much easier said than done. Like I hear so many girls, oh, you just gotta have thick skin, but you can't just have thick skin. It's something you really have to over time develop. I think I developed that from a young age, being an athlete and being criticized and being coached. But especially my first 2 years in TV, I was picked apart in a different way that I had ever been picked apart, where it now could be your voice, it could be your intelligence, it could be your looks. Oftentimes it is looks. It could be the fact that you're a girl talking about a game that guys play. And so I've learned, and it took me, I would say really a year and a half into my first job. Not everyone's going to love you, and that is okay. And I think it took trying to please people and failing and realizing like, I'm never going to make everybody happy, and this is kind of exhausting, to kind of get to the point where it's like, it doesn't really matter what anyone else thinks as long as my boss likes me, and he does, and the people I work with like me, and they do because I treat them well and I enjoy being around them. And usually it's my mom, because she's my number one supporter, and she gives me feedback. And if she thinks I'm doing a good job, then I'm like, who really cares?
Exactly.
Like there's always going to be people that like think you stink or don't like your hair or don't like your outfit. I hear it every day on Twitter, and I hear different things all the time. And I get to the point now where I like laugh or I don't even read them. And it just doesn't matter at the end of the day. I know who I am, and that's really what it takes time in this industry to figure out who you are and to find that confidence. It's not as instant as saying just get thick skin.
All right, well, that is all the time we have. Thank you so much, Ashley, for coming in.
Thank you.
It's been great having you back at USC. So from Studio A at the USC Annenberg School, I'm Taylor Begley with Ashley Brewer.